So I guess Nina, as ama lesbians, all you have are each other's laps then. Eh? Trust a little while on each other's laps, Mara. You can't sleep on a lap overnight. Only when you're watching Netflix, and even then, who gets to sleep on the lap? Who gets to sleep on the lap when you're watching TV, when you're on the couch? Who gets to sleep on the lap when you're just out there going through your phone? Between you, because I mean, it's my turn today to sleep on your lap. Oh, Sandy. Okay, Carol. Tomorrow it's my turn to sleep on your lap. But in bed, you're far east and I'm far west. I don't know how you do lesbianism. I can't understand it. There's nothing attractive about it. Like, I asked what in the ends I need this thing. Okay, like listen, I have no clue. I don't know. But you do it anyway. And similarly to Ngamadota, I can't even fathom it. Like, I can't fathom it. I can't even fathom it because they, like what? Do they wake up in each other's, maybe. They wake up on each other's chests, but they can't chill on each other's laps. The opposite of what women are. But God made things that way to complement one another, that we sleep on their chest all night long without them feeling exasperated, and they hang out, chill on our laps. He types that up thing. And then you get my point. Like, I don't know how you do intimacy and be any kind of believable as abafazi. Mara tina abanye, we get basic stuff like that. And it's like, why you're all drawn to it. And how more than the voice of a man on the phone. Hello. So angazi ukuthi ngenzani ngama-squeaky, hello baby, unjani, oh yeah, just sound like a chipmunk all the day. I don't know what to do, I'm just so frustrated with everything, my darling, but I love you. You are my favorite friend, oh I'm frustrated. I would feel like I'm speaking with a chipmunk every day if it was my lover. Like, I don't know, I did not sign up to go and watch Bioscope Elwin and the Chipmunks, but my girlfriend is busy on the phone. Hi baby, how are you? I'm so cool, like, you're not gonna believe this, my darling. Oh man, I had the worst day at work today. You're not gonna believe it. This guy in the office, man, he's such a nutbag. You're not gonna believe it. He actually just took over my whole entire meeting, and I was like, that is so typical of all these men. They think that they can just run us like we are a hamster wheel or whatever. I can't deal. I literally can't deal. Anyway, but you know how these chauvinists be. You know how these misogynists be. How you doing though, baby? How you doing today? Oh, it's my turn to cook, so I'll be at home in 15 minutes. I'll see you there. I love you. I love you so much, my bumble butterfly. And then the other one is like, oh yeah, baby, I love you too. And the two of them are literally like Elwin and the Chipmunks. My love, my darling, you, I hunger for your touch. A lonely time. Oh, baby, that's our song. The two of them, Hababina. It's not a duet, it's just Elwin and the Chipmunks. Or maybe it is a duet between females. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Will you be mine? I need your love. Baby, I'm tired when you're apologizing to each other. Oh, I need your love, Godspeed. Baby, I'm so sorry, sorry, where did I do wrong? Tell me where I do wrong. And then when they break up and the one is sorry. When they break up and the one is sorry. Like, darling, I can't explain whether we lose our way. Girl, it's driving me insane. And I knew I just knew as much as to prove my love to you. If you come back to me, I guarantee I'll never let you go. Can we go back to the days I love away?
Oh God, give me the reason I'm down on bending, down on bending knee.
Listen, I'd be so frustrated. There'd be so many female voices in the room every day that I would start feeling like we are Elwood and the Chipmunks.
Hi, baby, how are you? No, I'm good, baby, and you? No, I'm cool. How was your day? Oh, it was lovely. Yours? Oh, it's just wonderful. I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but like my boss gave me so much grief. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. That woman needs to stop already. Yeah, but it's okay. I don't want to talk about that anyway. So what are you cooking for dinner?
Stop! Oh no! It would just feel overwhelming. I'd be so annoyed. Pick up a phone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my baby. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, and my song, like Papa. I'm sorry. Like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my boo. Happy birthday, dear baby. Happy birthday to you. Oh. After coming out with a voice like Tyrese, like, listen, I'm here for that birthday. I'm here for it. I would feel overwhelmed. I want to pick up a phone and be like, hello, as a chipmunk. And yeah, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Jan. What am I gonna do with Elwin and the Chipmunks? At some point I would just feel overwhelmed by all those girls, all these voices. Ella! I just be like, oh, it's just too much. I need to get out. It's Venus every day. I don't want to live on Venus. It's too much. I want to go to Mars. I want to go to Mars. I want to go to Mars. I wanna go to Mars. Venus is too much. All these chipmunks. They're everywhere. It's an infestation. I wanna go to Venus. I wanna go to Mars. I would cry and beg to go to Mars. Since men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I need to use the loo. Okay, I'm back. I've returned from the house. Ezzy, I thought my cat was in the house. She was outside. I thought I heard scratching, but I had left her in the house. Every so often, my sister, like, just don't be caring for my cat or nothing, you know? Anyway, whatever. But then again, though, in all fairness, sometimes my cat just wants to be outside. But when I'm recording, I prefer for her to be in the house because then I don't get distracted by all of the activity of the animal. Anyway, yeah, listen. The point I was trying to make in speaking what I spoke before I went to the bathroom was that into efunayo iyalwelwa. And into is not in vain. Whatever it is that you want, you fight for it. And what you fight for is not in vain. Insofar as you fight in Christ. I'm not gonna go and make like Latoya Machene and after being bitched by a man, irritated, afflicted, passive aggressive, not happy for me, and all the achievements I walk in after years of frustration in that regard. If you're entirely and comprehensively and fully straight and you find yourself a lesbian, I want to go demon possessed on that day. Do you not see that it's a demon? Because that sexual deviancy in you didn't exist from birth. It's not like you were born already in only a little bit here, like Lasizwe, as a man, or kind of stuck butch like a woman. As a woman, you were always that girly girl that likes guys. That's it was, and you were made to experiment with lesbianism, and then upon experimenting, now you're hooked, and then you want to try and make Garabo see where you're coming from, because while you might not have been born this way, baby, we can make you like that. I'm fine. I like liking men, and just because the ones from my country are especially gnarly and they're killing women, doesn't mean I'm gonna separate myself from that. And I've been saying it time and time again. Not only because it is an affront to God, but also an affront to everything I've ever wanted. I'm not gonna ignore and neglect what I ask for in prayer, purely because I'm a doda ayatlapa and ayachata ngenkani ba foster ba hesha. Mara nna di lesbian ba busy ntse ba nsuna ko ditorong wetse keng ke tlo le tlapa ka my content until you won't know whether you're coming or going. Ba nkutwa ha lena di base la bora. I ke batla go bala mo digopeng tla lona tse sena se letseng ka cellular and happy your chipmunk voices is on Kenya. And if God gives me a man like guitar or we're gonna make music together. We are who is this Oki? Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce in Dreamgirls in that scene, yeah, one night only, where Beyonce's like, you have my love and devotion and everything I ever said right on the line. Eddie Hudson again. I have a right to sing here with my forever voice. And the only trouble is you're really stepping on all my toes. I got one night only. I'm gonna out-sing you, girl. Gaga. One night only, because that's just what I got. I'm not gonna be in a relationship with a woman that's actually gonna I make music with my husband. That's what I'm getting at out here in these streets. Little bit of a duet type establishment thing. You know, again I got the best. If it's two chicks, we're gonna out here wrestle for space in that singing contest, the way that Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson be doing in one night only. Oh, one Otaga face, Banyana is sweet. Ebe Jennifer Hudson I'm overpower. Halibo no little bit overpower. Halibo right on the line. Also feel like your best yako. No, but you think you're a man and I'm the chick in the female relationship. I'm good. I mean, I'm all good. I'm alright. Go feel like I'm if I finally. Because I'll be not duetting with my husband. I don't know be now if he plays guitar. I don't want my instrumentals. Type establishment thing. Like this one white guy that I used to know that could play guitar, that had a crush on me, but then harassed me when I lost everything for MTN, and he was in a band and he didn't know that I could sing. And God keeps showing me for one day in the future he's gonna look at my content on some we could have made music together. Yeah, y'all hurt me. Okay, y'all hurt me. I would have been out here hanging out. Kopila your guitar. And it crushes me inside. I guess that'll be the song that he'll be singing. You could have been my guitar type establishment. I seen you with him, and it crushes me inside. Take it out too. I guess I should stop thinking about you all the time. Ting-a-ting-ting-ting. Maybe this is what I needed. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe I've been blind. Ticketing to reality. Tell me, Carabo, every little glance my way. Every time you wanted to hang with me. You seem so interested. What you tell me? Was it real or was it all in my head? Was it real or was it all in my head? He's so handsome and you two look so great. I guess it's time for me to move on now. It was probably just a silly crush anyway, but I just can't help but think that Carabo, we could have had something. Was I really being blind to reality? Tell me, Gotti, every little glance my way, yeah. Every time you wanted to hang, you seem so interested. Could you tell me, was it real or was it all in my head? Yeah, but I got him. I get it, I'd say it was real. Yes, we had chemistry, but you treated me like trash when I lost my job and everybody else passed me shade. And now you wonder if we could have made music. Yes, we would have if you had pursued me, maybe even reached out after I was hurt, but you passed me up. So yeah, every little glance you way, yeah. Every time I wanted to hang, I truly was interested. And yes, it was real and it was not in your head. Only guitarist, and when I lost everything at MTN, he was like, I like this shit. He had a crush. Mara, we could have made music together. Stuff like that. Yeah. So like Ed Sheeran and Beyonce in Die Makulo of theirs. You know how Ed Sheeran brought Beyonce in? That's how my husband and I are gonna make music if he's a musical man. My hope is that he is. I didn't necessarily ask for a musical guy. I am though. He doesn't have to be musical, but if he is, what the instrument or what the vocal all up in these streets now, and we'll make music just like Ed Sheeran and Beyonce go, I found love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Just when I knew that there was someone waiting for me, we would just kiss when we fell in love, knowing what we was. I'm not need no time, darling. Just hold my hand, be my man, I'll be your etc. And then Beyonce will gonna go the second verse. You remember? I found a man. No. Yeah, okay, there's a version that has Beyonce in it. That's how you make music with a man. But with a woman, it's giving, you have my love and devotion. And only it's like, I am right here, right on the line. I had a dream of you not being in the band anymore. The only trouble is that you're standing on my toes. I got one night only. Hey, I'm not gonna be competing. Ka body, ka voice. The ambition, they are female. You have it in you for each other to fight. Wrestling in a cockpit. And these men who are effeminate that I've been making war with for all these years. They're also effeminate. They like girls. They don't like their women's careers. They don't like their women's ambitions, their women's talents. They be making like, aye, turn up. And they be out just slapping a lady, forcing her to eat a cake. Yeah, that's not because they are effeminized by their hatred of women. They're effeminized by their insistence on ignoring God's role for men and women. They're effeminized by falling under Adam's curse to rule her with an iron fist. They're not loving women the way that Christ loved the church, so therefore they cannot love women's talents, skills, and also their ability to be able to bring to the table something that's going to help him along as a helper suitable. They're competitive. He's like, He's like, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, it's nice. Sure, sister. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, baby, yeah, sure. I know it's nice. I know some congrats. Sure. Which one? So, mind you, they like females that way. And if at all a man is like a woman, he's gonna compete like a woman. And so therefore, when you are making music together, he's gonna try to overtake you. Go one night only. And he's gonna try to overwhelm you with his vocals. But my man be out on some playing the guitar while I be singing, or we be singing together in a duet because he got those pipes like John Legend or whatever. It's a guy. Insofar as you're not trying to outdo me on stage, insofar as you're not trying to outdo me in my ministry, insofar as you're not trying to prove that you can sing better or you can do this or where not, you not only can sing but you also play instruments. It's like, I'm not trying to compete with my man. And the men that have been all up in my grill wreaking havoc are competitive with women. They're like girls, and I sought the Lord's face for better. So therefore, when you seek God's face for better, you're not going to be dealing with a guy that's always like, yeah, sure, my sister, sure, She's so pretty, you two look so great. It's time for me to move on now. It was probably just a silly crush anyway, but I just can't help but think, baby, you could have had something. Okay, so the first song then, so basically this first song is to highlight that, I spoke all that to get to this point, that Pinaena, the first one that I'm going to be covering over here, is while everybody else falls apart, 1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 at my right hand, it does not come near me, because God never loses a battle. When you take a matter to him, unless the builders build a house in Christ, they build it in vain. Unless you fight a battle in the Lord, you fight in vain. The battle is also the Lord's. So if you fight stuff in Christ, you are guaranteed to win. Insofar as you take the matter to him, you will win a fight that everybody else loses. Everybody else loses. Everybody else loses. Or most of everybody else loses. Because the dating game for people in the world is a game of Russian roulette. You win or you die. Anything could give. For the larger majority, women are to be meeting crazy guys that don't care about their feelings. But sometimes you will meet the one guy that's in the world that, however, is just a really great guy. Mara, what are the odds that you're going to find that needle in the haystack? What are the odds? In Christ, however, especially when you are from the black community, where it is that Yes, like in men are men. Like we don't know what's going on. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. We need Jesus. Or you want your bread buttered on both sides, black people. You want to have your cake and you want to eat it too. This cake of yours, where it is that you want to mix all of your many crappy things that you do with God. You want to mix ancestors with God. You want to this, that. Listen, you're not going to get answered prayer from the Lord. He's not going to fight your battle. He's not going to stand in the gap for you and your marriage. He's not going to be the one to work in the heart of your husband, and your husband in and of himself wants God to do a work in him. In other words, in and of himself, he has a desire for Christ genuinely. Genuinely, because I've been watching all these crazy stories online of all these not a lot, just like this one woman was making commentary about this one Christian woman who came and aired her laundry on social media, on TikTok, speaking about how her husband was cheating, and the mistress came forward and gave her side of the story, etc. And it was a Christian woman, right, that was speaking about how that she wanted a husband, and she even called the mistress on some, listen, I've always wanted family, and I've always wanted a husband and children, and I feel like you're a threat to that. And like, listen, when you are calling another woman on some woman to woman, it's problematic. As a Christian woman, you shouldn't do that. And she married a man that she claims is also Christian, and she tried to rebuke him and tried to submit and tried to be a godly woman about it and be like, please don't do this thing, don't flirt with this woman, like don't leave the house, don't call her, avoid. But this guy had no conviction. He just wouldn't stop until she had to storm out of the house and be quarrelsome. I said that crazy men will make you that gnarly lady in the Bible where it's written that like a constant dripping on a rainy day, so too it is to share a house with a contentious woman. Did I say what I'm saying? Yeah, so, and but however, I did say, and also it's like a constant dripping on a rainy day. Again, it'll be better to live in a house, and on the corner of a roof than to share a house with a contentious woman, or to live in a desert than to share a house. Those are the proverbs, with a contentious woman. That's what the Bible has to say. But I also say that a quarrelsome woman is problematic. A quarrelsome woman sucks. But a lot of that, sometimes, a lot of times the quarrelsome comes because the chick is just like that. Mara, sometimes she is made quarrelsome. And this lady in this TikTok video was made quarrelsome by her husband, who just would not stop flirting and exchanging pleasantries with chicks online and whatnot. And she got to a point where she was quarreling and said that I don't want to be quarrelsome, but like, listen, he made me argue and fight with him until I stormed out. And then he booked into a hotel with a mistress, had an affair with her. They spoke woman to woman. He's my man. And I'm like, my man, la lady, you're the only one here that's Christian. You're the only one. You're the only one. Even the lady making commentary on this, the Christian woman whose channel it was, making commentary on this particular thing, said, listen, you're the only one in the word over here. You're the only one here that's a Christian. Everybody else is not Christian. Everybody else is not Christian. You're the only one here that's Christian because your husband isn't. And I don't know what in the world is going on with people entering into marriages where they're not discerning enough to know that somebody's not born again because they're not bearing fruit, be they male or female. And when you marry an unbeliever or somebody that claims to be a believer and you don't validate them against the fruit of the Holy Spirit as believers, you're gonna be met with the kind of issues that this Christian lady was met with, where she tried to live her godly life and her marriage that would be an example and a living epistle before us on social media to show what it means to be in a God-fearing marriage. She wanted to share all that, her journey, essentially what I wanted to do, to be a living example of what makes for godly marriage, godly parenting, godly whatnot. But you can't do that with a man that's not really born again. And she started her journey, got right on the job after basically finding what she called her Christian man. And this dude was already from the very get-go busy, and had no conviction at all when this woman was calling him out. Now you can't carry on with this chick. Please, like, stop talking with this woman. Something is up. Go wrong, Lana. The husband, no conviction. That stuff you're not going to find in a Christian man. If at all a Christian man's wife comes to him and is like, I am uncomfortable with this relationship that you have with this woman. I feel like she's a seductress. She could lead you astray. And also, in and of yourself, I feel like you're not exercising sufficient self-control. If this Christian man does not abide by his relationship with God, honor his wife and stop that, because the wife was able to recognize that he is in a temptation that he's not going to be able to stand for in the future. If he doesn't walk away, he's not godly. He's not of God. Because if at all this woman is out here sharpening iron as iron sharpens iron and realizes that her husband is tempted by a woman, and this man does not have honor or respect for his wife's concern, he is not of God. If he is just running with temptation, if he's just like, but like she's so sexy and just goes in for the kill, that's not Amudimu, because he's not regulated by the Spirit of God. He is regulated by his passions. And right now he is passionate for a mistress, somebody that he has already fantasized about multiple times, and she is humoring him, and he is going all the way to even book things in hotels and continues to talk to her on the phone, whatnot, mamela. This woman realized that her husband was busy and highlighted it, and he did nothing, all the way to having an affair, and then aired all that in front of all of us. She was the one trying. She was the one trying to live a godly life in front of everybody that we might all be like, oh, that's black love, that's our example. But she is now living the kind of black love issue that I keep on lamenting against, where it is that it's all tumultuous. Women are always preparing for abandonment. And the one chick, Ola, was speaking about black love and how I'm not walking away from this, he's my man. She was like, yeah, just because I got a blue eye and just because he cheated on me a couple of times doesn't mean that I must walk away from him, because then all these beautiful things that I'm experiencing with him, I would not be able to experience them if I had walked away that one time. Why is that even your relationship? Taking in your stride all these generational curses, understanding that your grandfather did it, so therefore your husband is likely also going to do it. Yeah, okay, true. Like, likely you are going to be your father's son and your father's daughter and son. Likely you are going to be your mother's daughter and son. Likely you're going to inherit your parents' generational curses and their parents' generational curses and etc. going all the way back to wherever. But like, listen, curses end. The soul destined shall die with Jesus. So you don't have to marry your dad. I keep on getting dreams of my dad hovering around all up in these streets. He's late now. And I'm like, yes, in. We're like, go back to the grave that you're in. You're not coming here. I keep dreaming, even about my late grandmother, that while God bless her soul, I believe she's in heaven, nonetheless took trash from my grandfather. So I keep on wondering, all up in my I'm like, the other day I had a vision of her coming, showering, trying to come, I was taking a shower, and I had a quick flash vision of my grandmother trying to talk with me. And I was like, well, she is likely a saint in heaven. I believe my grandmother died saved. Nonetheless, albeit having been saved, a most heinous rubbish. Do you understand? And then havoc that is very taboo in the family. But nonetheless, he was protected, because that's just the way that it happens with men, by a protector. While the women are made to just keep quiet, be mum, and if you decide to speak out, you're gonna be the one left out on a limb, left in Jafela, to ride, to merely exist, to essentially be a blow. If you decide to speak out, Mara, that's just the nature of revolutions. People talk, and everybody's like, nothing's gonna give, until finally there are enough afflicted souls on the ground. Until there are enough afflicted souls on the ground for there to be true change that is effected. But there is only one person that achieves change, and his name is Jesus. The Lord is the one that sees that women are riotous and want change, but they are highly unlikely going to get a given that they are women. But for God-fearing women, they're like, listen, only God-fearing, not only, but largely God-fearing women are the ones that have their bread buttered on both sides and have their cake and eat it too. They get to have qualms and laments about the status quo, and those qualms and laments be hearkened to by a loving God, because the status quo is that from now on your desire will be for your husband, and husband, you will rule woman. If women are picking a bone with that, they're gonna be left out on a limb in picking that bone and be gazed upon as by amadota. They will not be supported by other women, and they will die bitter broads unless they're in Christ, and they lament that I understand that it is Adam's curse to rule over me by any means necessary. And I also understand that it is my curse to covet and long and grovel at his feet, in spite of how gnarly he may be. But I am seeking your face in humility, that I might not be endured through all that striving in a marriage, that I might not be endured through polygamy, that I might not be endured through cheating, that I might not be endured through lying, that I might not be endured through insensitivity, inconsiderateness, selfishness, that I might not be endured, essentially whatever might be women's issues. You get to take them to God. And listen, you're gonna get harassed and castigated and squeezed in a corner by the majority, because the road is narrow that leads to life and only a few people find it. So therefore, it is only those that seek the Lord's face that find a shelter from this. And if at all you are a cut above the rest and the rare thing, if you are the rare thing, people are not gonna just let you glide in all of that bitterness. Ashanti's got a man at home. I got a man. I can't help it that you bugaboo is he's cheating on you, messing on you. Shanti's got. I tried to reach women for Christ so that I don't have to be the only Shanti. I'm sorry that your man is playing games. No, that's not the truth, girl. Cause I got proof, girl. I got a man at home. He's waiting on me. I don't want to be Shanti more. I wanted to bring all of them in. Better husbands. I tried to fellowship with friends in the beginning of my faith. On some hand, it doesn't have to be like this. Mamela, it doesn't have to be like this. Girls, it can end with your ex-boyfriend ho tla mara mona o tlo mo nyalang ha tlo go fa bobobi monna wa go ke bobi wena monna wa go ke dogo how old are you bina sisters neither are you going to hear it coming from some other woman about your husband until busy I tried to get my girls sisters any woman I could meet in these streets any woman the lesbian before you got converted to lesbians kissing girls and then liking it because you think you Katy Perry I don't dance what did you do pass me shade and then you wreaked havoc in my that's what happened. It's not like I did not I grabbed these chicks, my cousins, my friends. Y'all would be lying through your ugly teeth if you said that. I mean, as fellowship in the beginning of my Christianity about relationships, husbands, men, and waiting on the Lord. I was the only one that latched on. I was the only one that held on. So we had the same conversations, and yet 2-3 months down the line, I'm pregnant. 2-4 months down the line, keep it on my that you wanted to dump, and now you're pregnant out of wedlock, like proper. I was like, girl, but did we not chill here and say we're gonna be the cut above the rest? Are we not gonna be a collective of Shantae moi? Shantae's got a man at home. We all got men, and we can't help it that the men of this world are cheating on them, hurting them, and Shantae's have got men at home, cause we waited on Christ. But now there's like one, and so mind you, when there's like one only left, I was just still waiting 14 years down the line, 15 years down the line. Since I met when there's only one Shantae, they're gonna be like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, Kuramzanza? Who exactly? Nati sonke si chate zero. Not on ash. Now also chata not on ash extra. To the nth degree. You're not gonna be the only one. All say leba. Mamela itibatse. Nkare ke toro ho senga ke tao tsoha o sa khopole. Leba. Mamela lebala. Lebala. Yo, ngajalo ukuthi ngikhohlwe you're gonna get resistance. If at all people did not hearken to the truth of Jesus, they exchanged the truth of God for a lie. Bonke bazoti, sonke we endured trash. I got men out there in these streets trying to get me to understand where they're coming from. I'm like, wait again, my friends, like bachate easy nonsense that you are. I'm my cousins wam. Bachate nina. Impinches like dala, colleagues, abantu with whom I was in fellowship. Bachate nina zitoko nina. Bachate nina zitoko popi. Mona wahu kitoko kipopi. Kafela bona banyetse monna wa go ke popi wena monna wa go ke dogo banyetse banna ba sentsene ba shela mara banyetse yo ba sentsene ba hala mara banyetse sentsene ba slide into the DM mara banyetse but yeah you get my point but they married that no conviction of sin kodwa mekusondwa asanda one in the beginning they went to churches I said I sure not again you were Jonah you were called you went to churches you had conviction of sin. But then somewhere along the way, your passions, your desires were too strong for you to indeed walk away from the world. And then you married crazy women that were compromised. And now today, no Mara, I get it, I might look like he won. Mara, I get you in my last video, there are 7,000 others that I have not now to bail. That's why these men have been crazy spoiled. Because they've been dealing with, does he love me? I want to know. Because they're busy waiting around groveling at the feet of men. But then they're like, I'm sorry, no. And they're willing to wait, even though they've been proposed to left, right, and center by crazy dudes. They're like, this is not it. I can't. No, so I don't know what it is, but it just ain't. And the Omudokona is out here turning 35 or 40. And everybody's like, hey, your standards are too high. Honey, it's not a high standard. When Indotako ends up, oh, poppy wena. Indotayako hitoko. Oh, dogo. Muna, wahu kibobi. Muna wahuki dogo dogo Muna wahu duzi mona Anza sinyama piloa tu Oh shella everywhere I am Haonan to aichana La abata hoterna a leaf Haaka sejuswa watsamaya So, not only are you at the mercy of immoral women as his wife, but you're also at the mercy of his own immorality. Yeah, Uzosejuswa ayolala nabo kodwa naye uyashela self. Bro, but the dude washela, but even when he tries to turn and leave, insofar as somebody will seduce him with a look in the office, he's like, yo, I tried, and then cheats anyway. I'm sorry, like, no self-control. Like a city without walls, so too it is for a person who has no self-control. When a person has no self-control, the Bible says of them that they're like a city without walls and like a bear robbed of its cubs. They are either willing to accommodate the seductress. My ex-boyfriend was more like that. He was not afraid, like he would not have gone out of his way to cheat on me. That's why that guy inspired my prayers. He inspired them. He gave me the penmanship to write down, jotted with bullet points and everything, on a piece of the paper. That which I desire from the Lord. Because he does not naturally. I mean, it is, listen, apparently genetically true that that cheating is hereditary. In the sense that that cheats, I don't know. I got things in my teeth. A man that cheats will likely have come from a lineage of men who cheat, right? But cheating goes two ways, especially when you're living in 2025, where it is that women are just bold-faced and brazen and imprudent and uncouth and uncultured. They throw themselves on men. They slide on them like they're strippers down a pole. They say nyamfuna and they go for it. And they are driven by passions where it is that no longer is virtue or chastity valued. It's just about the biceps that are pulsating and the triceps that are pulsating of the dude in the gymnasium. They lust after men almost like they're boys themselves. And it is enough for them to just have a romping night of sex and that's it. There never used to be an issue of that nature back in the day, where women tend to just kind of keep to themselves in the climate of men that they found attractive, because it was entirely taboo in history for women to be out there throwing themselves at men like that. But in 2025, you get these brazen women that are like, yo, but he's hot. And he's like, I don't care if he's married, I just want a night with him. And not like that. So it's not enough that your man is principled in and of himself. He to not go out of his way to cheat on you. He has to also actively avoid the seductress. Actively avoid the wily woman described in Proverbs 7 that puts out spices, myrrh, cinnamon on her bed, hooks up Egyptian cotton or whatever, chills at a porch and says, look at me, let's have our fill of love for the night. Like that lady described in the Proverbs. She don't want to be out here calling your man. And not even like a prostitute. At least a prostitute sits in a corner, clandestine, all shrouded in all of her indiscretion, and waits for an ugly dude that is pursuing sex for the night with a lady of the night to drive by there and put it in his car. This woman is not even like a prostitute, she is worse than a prostitute. Because a prostitute has a spot where she sits that men might find her there. Yeah. This lady is worse than a prostitute because she actually goes out of her way to entice and seduce a man. She gets out of her spot, her element. She goes to the gymnasium and finds some dude working out there so attractive that she doesn't care that he's got a whole waiting band. And listen to this, she's not even trying to be with him because she is aware that she is married or she is in a relationship. She's not trying to have anything serious. She just wants to know what it's like to sleep with him. Women are charged in that fashion, I would imagine, likely in these last days, by pornography. They're made just entirely harlotrous. Do you understand? Manje, a woman like that out here is with her beautiful body at the gymnasium, thoroughly out here flirting with your husband that she can see is wearing a band. If anything, when she walks past him, she hears him on the phone. Honey, I'm on my way home. Is there something that I can grab? I'm about to leave the gym. On his locker key, that she sees hanging there as he's busy buying a smoothie. In his little locker thingy-mabobby, key holder. Yeah, ding. This woman is aware that this is a family man and he is largely just focused. And that's it. But this chick is gonna be out here flirting, throwing herself all over these streets. And one day, in this 2026 of unisex bathrooms, and just out to be like, listen, all I'm trying to do is have sex. Nothing more. How would you like it? I think you're hot. And imagine, Amadota are unfortunately weaker than women that way. If a man said that to a woman, listen, maponisa, go, abuti sexual harassment, you're under arrest. But when women throw themselves at men like that, men, I know they're gonna struggle. Especially when the woman is out here, listen, dripping lust. She is dripping sex. Like the chick is just sensual in the worst way. She's a seductress, man. Like her tongue drips honey. What it is that the scriptures describe as that lady Shika in the Bible, right? She's nice and mad. She's nice and insane. She's nice and mentally ill. And so, because this chick is nice and mentally ill, you as a wife are not safe from her but for your own husband, even if he doesn't cheat. And my ex-boyfriend was like that. My ex-boyfriend was the kind of dude that he would not go out of his way other chicks skeleton. And I guess that's why we lasted for as long as we did. Both times that I suspected him of cheating, and the one time of which he actually confessed to it, he was seduced. And then these are the times that I found out. Other times he was seduced. There was this friend of his that had this house that was always just full of activity, and this friend was always picking a bone with him being a simp, if you will, of me, being too whipped, only to find out later on that that friend had a crush on me. That's why he was influencing my boyfriend that way. But anyway, whatever. This dude, activity, and they would invite girls over. A whole bunch of dudes would invite girls over. They would hang out there, drink for the night. And he started hanging out over there, not even coming to see me and whatnot. And I got all upset, blah, blah, blah. What a fish piss about that thing. And I suspected during that time that he was cheating on me. And at that house, one of the nights, the way they were all drinking, whatever, just having a whole nice time together with those friends. Some chick was there that wanted him, that flirted with him, that was like talking with him. She developed feelings for him. She was out there interrogating him, and he kept telling her, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, we've been together for this long. And this chick was like, oh, okay, Mara. She was rubbing up on him like she is Vicks Vapor Rub in the middle of flu season. And he just was like, and then he fornicated with her. That was the one that made me be like, I can't deal, I can't sleep, 'cause all I can think about is you and her. Touching her the way that you touch me. I can't deal, until I almost got fired from my job. It was that dalliance that nearly got me fired from my job, that got me a final written warning. Yeah. And this dalliance, this fornicatory activity, that was heartbreaking to all my core. And that chick, that very chick, hey, I'm a daughter though. My boyfriend, the next morning, I guess after this chick was like, I know you have a girlfriend, but let's just have fun. That's it. I mean, I don't want to be thinking about stuff that's gonna make me want to go and grab boxing glove. Yeah? So let's finish this story real fast, very quickly. Get over it. Go to Clearwater Mall with my boyfriend, and the chick is there. I suspected it was her. I had no confirmation, because after the next morning when him and this chick did what they did, these are my speculations. Never got any proof, but you know, sister can speculate. Sister can cogitate. My speculations were that he slept with her because she was like on him like a snake around a tree, okay? And then the next morning he was like, but I told you I got a girlfriend. Why you're like, okay, with like those being your lives, dude be out there telling you, not expecting much from me. I can't be calling you every day of the week, and I'm not gonna holler at you. I'm not gonna visit you. I'm not gonna check up. Okay, I'm check. Like, I'm not calling you. All right, I got a girlfriend. I told you. This is pretty much what this chick was going through. At that particular moment, she was slapped with, I told you I got a girl. She was slapped with, I told you I got a girlfriend, and I don't have the administrative muscle to juggle two women. I don't. My ex-boyfriend did not have the administrative muscle to juggle two women. He didn't have enough money, he didn't have enough resources, and he just didn't have enough time, because we spent all our time together, except that season when he was acting awry on me, he did not have the administrative muscle to cheat. It would have taken too much out of him to be in both these relationships, and it was like, I don't want to lose Karabo. So thanks for the nice time, lady. I appreciate what you did for me last night, Mara. And that sexual encounter was not even protected, and I know that because how I got the confession out of him was. Yes, I don't know what's going on with some women, you know that. What got that out was that I told him, are you cheating on me? Did you cheat on me? Because I took an HIV test. And the dude was like, and? What do you mean, and? Dude, we both took an HIV test and we were both negative. And we've been taking a whole bunch of them all this time. Why are you confused as to whether or not you're negative? You shouldn't be. So it confirmed to me that he was cheating and that he was doing it wrong. That's how much this guy did not plan on cheating, because everywhere where he went anyway, they got the condom. But nonetheless, he slept with this chick. Hey, we're talking pregnancy over here. We're also talking STDs. Bese also figure like him afterwards. I dodged bullets, like just a cornucopia of them when I was dating in the world. I dodged lots and lots of bullets. Guys, bayahlanya. there was this one call center establishment place thing, yeah, cold calling that I once went to induction thing, and we were having a discussion there as young people, and there's one chick. As we were talking, because I can't go by now, all we can do is talk about relationships when we're in the world. And this chick was like, yes, I mean, I don't understand why Amadota, when they cheat, these guys, why they cheat? They don't even cheat with protection. Why don't they don't use condoms? And I remember just being like, why isn't it even an issue in Jepela that they're cheating? Because I've always been an angst about women accepting cheating in their stride. Why is it not problematic at all that we are cheating on Umuntu? Why is the only issue that he does it without protection? Anyway, whatever, Mara, that chick was onto something, because you be out to bring diseases back. More jardin type establishment thing, and my ex-boyfriend did just that. And when I said that I took an HIV test, even though I was lying, he wasn't sure that it was negative, and I was like, what the heck, dude? And I still carried on the whole time without protection anyway, because however, I get what at some point they come back having taken meds, and then they get better. So I got better after my psychiatric trip, and so therefore got discharged from that hospital. And I got born again. Hallelujah. Amen. Yeah, Mara, it took me a good 4 years from finding out that he cheated on me without protection to go to Sterfontein. The proverbial version. I've never been to Sterfontein. Don't come at me. Okay, yeah, whatever. You get my point. So what I'm trying to get at right now is that but my ex-boyfriend, after cheating on me with that chick, so she could have fallen pregnant, and I can't even begin to describe to you the pain that would have put me through, but she didn't fall pregnant. And well, of course, the STDs, I wasn't given anything. So how are you a clean chick with no chlamydia? You don't have clap, you don't have trichomoniasis, you don't have herpes, you don't have HIV. How do you just sleep with a guy that you just met today at like a house full of a whole bunch of guys without protection? That's my fuzzy. Like, what's going on with you? That chick was obviously clean, because I was clean. I never got anything from my ex. Shit. Anyway, moving on. So this chick that had a clean bill of health that nonetheless was out there playing with fire on the mountain, slept with my boyfriend, and my boyfriend told her, I'm not admin, you're too, so I'm not juice, but thank you for the services. And well, a couple of months down the line from that date, that chick really liked my boyfriend. My ex was not going to leave me for that chick, especially given that she actually put out on the first night of meeting him. Like, she was just too loose anyway. She was too loose. My boyfriend, like a loose cannon. She was too much of a loose cannon for my ex to leave me for her. But anyway, whatever. She was trying to get him to leave me, and then one time, my ex and I went to Clearwater, and then her friend, with whom she was having lunch at JB's corner, was like, hey, Mzwakhe, let's say his name was Mzwakhe, hey, Mzwakhe. And then Mzwakhe, my boyfriend, goes to them, and then I am this kind, fresh-faced lady that, I mean, my ex has so many friends that are like I was fresh and kind to everybody. So when these chicks called, the one chick called Mzwakhe, you could tell that the other chick was like, he's with his girlfriend, like, my goodness, girlfriend, hi. But this chick was like, hey, Mzwakhe, so I beat Mzwakhe, and then the friend was fresh. She was nice. Hi, I'm Nerato. Okay, and the other one was like, I'm Pinky. And she just gave me so much attitude. She was giving me so much attitude while the other girl was really fresh and really kind. And then my ex and I left. Essentially, this chick was treating me like, hey, okay, I slept with your man, and he told me that he's with you, so now I've seen the person that he's with. She was giving me so very much attitude. And when we got home, I asked my boyfriend, I was like, when Ole at the JB's corner, that was kind of weird towards me. Does she like you? Does she have a crush on you? Does she have feelings for you? And my ex was like, yeah, she likes me. I met her at my friend's house, and I told her that I have a girlfriend, so maybe that's why even he said that maybe that's why she was passing you shade. Maybe that's why she was giving you attitude, because she told me that she likes me, but I told her that I got a girl. I was like, oh, okay, okay. And so ever since that day, I concluded, because it had been months since the infraction that broke my heart, that made me almost lose my job at the call center, I had healed somewhat, right? I was on the other side of that hurdle. So because I was on the other side of that ugly hurdle, my boyfriend, I was able to be sort of kind of neutral with him. But then I sat there chilling in my corner, thinking deeply with my corner thoughts that maybe Kiana that he slept with, I know there was more than one. And again, it happened not just at that house, but some other friend of his that was all over these streets, Ali busy, and he cheated on me with her, with some other one that I didn't meet. Okay, type establishment thing. But then I was like, maybe that's the chick that he slept with. I had no confirmation, but I could only speculate based on her attitude. But I don't know. Yeah. So what I'm trying to get at is that some men are, what do you call this thing? Some men are willing to, okay, maybe willing is like a very strong word. Some men are not prepared. They don't go out of their way to listen, find some new person to have sex with. And I am encircled by men like those. Men that bashela dog, like banyetsi. There was one that came here, the guy that built this Wendy house, his business. He owns this business that basically makes these Wendy houses. He saw me. I was the one helping them along. Etc. By the end of that thing, he went and told my mom, I want to marry your daughter. He told my mom, I would like to come back and visit you this time officially, just like casually, without actually being somebody that you have contracted, because I'm interested in your daughter. He thoroughly told my mom that he wants to marry me. This guy is like a construction boss, if you will, or owner a very lucrative business. Wendy house.